So I'm now going to show you guys how to do the final boss. Well, first I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit more. That's bugging me. Some of the sound effects are obnoxiously loud and others aren't quite loud enough. That's my only real complaint about this game. The sound mixing could use a little bit of work. A lot of people don't like the FPS issues, but they're not that apparent. So if you'll notice, in this area, parrying's a really big deal. So instead of just using my grass crush shield, I'm using a parrying dagger. I'm gonna see how it goes. Sorry about that, and I'm still getting over my little flu type thing I had going on. So I'm sure it doesn't sound the most pleasant from your end. But I am dedicated to getting this thing out of here. Oh, he won't attack me head on. I can't parry him if he doesn't. There we go. So you can run past these Black Knights or you can fight them. A lot of people fight them because they drop Titanite chunks of every color. So it's a good place to farm Titanite chunks. I'm actually not going to beat the game this playthrough yet. But I'm going to show you how you'll go about beating the boss. And I'll just get him down low and then let him kill me. Because I'm going to save this playthrough later and potentially show you guys the Abyss of Artorias expansion. One thing you need to watch out for is if you do use a parrying dagger or a buckler. I think I'm going to switch to a buckler since it's a little bit more like a target shield. There we go. So I can actually use it to block attacks then. It doesn't block nearly as much as your kite shields would, so you gotta... The buckler, or the parrying dagger won't block at all, but the buckler won't block really for shit either, so keep that in mind. So yeah, it takes all my endurance to block one attack. Black Knight Greatsword. It's also a good place to farm for Black Knight weapons, which are really, really strong. And right now I'm using the Tin Crystallization Catalyst. I don't know if I'm going to stay using that forever. It seems really, really good for bosses and player versus player, but it seems to be really limited when it comes to being able to use it for, like, the actual player versus the game type elements. Simply because it halves your castings of your abilities. And he killed himself. So this is definitely worth an area worth, you know, farming and whatnot. It's a pretty cool area. A lot of people try to go into their New Game Plus with a Black Knight weapon. I'm not a huge fan of the Black Knight weapons because they're not enchantable, and I almost always play a Faith or Intelligence character. But your mileage may vary when it comes to that. Some people are huge fans of them. They have kind of mediocre scaling, so what some people like to do, but they have very high base stats. So what some people like to do is go for a strength and endurance build, and then they mostly use a Black Knight weapon. They level up enough stats to put to use a Black Knight weapon, and then they use the Black Knight weapon, and they don't have to worry about their damage falling off because the damage for the Black Knight weapon. You increase the damage for your Black Knight weapon simply by upgrading it, not really by increasing your stats. So here we go. Here's the boss fight. Oh, let's pick up his Titanite stuff. You want to farm some Titanite, and I want to do the Abyss of Artorias, so I'm not actually going to kill him yet. But if I really wanted to, I could, because he's probably one of the easier boss fights in the game. Last time I went to fight him, I had this huge frame rate issue, so I didn't actually kill him, but... So you're just gonna do this the whole fight. You parry and you can backstab as well. Parry. I found this fight like cool but somewhat disappointing because it's so simplistic. But it shows that, you know, Gwyn's just like a person, so you can fight him like you would another player and beat him in combat. So you get low, just get away for a second, Estus Flask up. You'll have 20 because of the Lord Fire. Or the Lord Vessel, rather. If you see him do that, roll back. As strong as he is, you almost have to do the parry trick, though, because he just does too much damage otherwise. I just ran past all the Black Knights this time. I'm going to do another quick attempt at him. For some reason, I'd feel dishonest if I didn't show myself getting him within kill range, so here it goes. I'm going to try and get him in kill range. It is a pretty easy fight, though, all things considered. One of the things considered being his enormous damage. But he has a pretty short health pool. Oh, I think he looks kind of like the Ice King. I don't know if anybody else thinks that. I think he looks like the Ice King from Adventure Time. So you can also just swing away at him. He has very low health. The parry trick's one of the tricks. Another trick's just to have high base damage, or much higher base damage than him. They put in a little kick for him to try and keep you from being able to parry all of his attacks. And I think here's where I'll let him kill me. Yeah, I'm just gonna let him kill me here. If I parry him, I don't want to risk killing him. So this is that's how you kill Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Once you kill him, you'll rest at this bonfire that'll appear, and once you rest at that bonfire, you'll have won the game. Thanks for watching, guys, and this has been the conclusion of my guide for Dark Souls. So enjoy the game. I'm going to keep this character here and come back maybe in a week or two and do a guide for the Abyss of Artorias, which is a little expansion level. Thanks for watching, guys.